Hi, I'm Perry Atkinson, General Manager here at theDove. Hey, check out our other videos and check out our website at thedove.us. There we go. Welcome to Focus Today. I'm your host, Perry Atkinson. Well, you got some young adults living at home and they just won't move out. Well, we're going to try to talk about that a little bit today. I'm delighted to have with us Lindsay Stanton. She is the Chief Client Officer for Digi-Me, which uses innovative technology to help millennials find jobs, employers, and their slot in life. And by the way, it's Digi-Me.com. That's where you want to go. Digi-Me.com. Hi, Lindsay. How are you?
Hi. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, thank you. Interesting, to say the least. So, how many of these young adults are living at home these days?
Too many, right? And I think it's a combination of factors. Obviously we've seen month-over-month job growth this year, so that's really exciting news. And we're working with some of the leading employers in the space that are in fact hiring. So there's very positive news for those people out there looking for a job. I think, if they're willing to maybe live at home a little bit longer, making an investment in a long-term opportunity, taking on entry-level role can be a really great opening for them to have long-term career growth within an organization.
All right. Now, there's a lot being said about millennials, and those of us in broadcasting, we have done a lot of research on how to effectively communicate to millennials and all of those things that go on. By the way, what's the age, what's the demographic there?
Usually people classify the millennials from about 18 to mid-20s. Yeah. I'm an Xer myself, so. Okay, well,
let me ask you this. I guess they've been somewhat nicknamed the boomerang generation. Is it the job market that's keeping them home? I mean, are they just can't connect, or is there some other things going on here?
Yeah, I don't think it's just the job market. I think, you look at kind of demographic trends, and quite frankly, most millennials have been, pretty well taken care of. They're very comfortable at home. They've been, supported pretty nicely by their parents. So I think it's a combination of factors. I do think it can actually work to their advantage, because a lot of the companies that we're working with, Fortune 500 organizations all the way down to small and mid-sized businesses, really kind of want to try a person on before they make a commitment to put them in, a large role within an organization. So being willing to invest in doing an internship for a company, whether you're still in school or you're just transitioning out, can really make the difference, because the fact of the matter is organizations will always prefer to promote from within versus hiring externally. So if you have that internship or that entry-level job, you're always going to have, a foot up over anybody coming in from the outside.
Are companies looking for millennials?
They absolutely are. And I think, you got to a really good point at the beginning of the segment that, they're just a different type of work. It's not a lack of work ethic. It's just a different style. They use technology in ways that many of us never have before. If you're in a meeting with a millennial, they might be taking notes on their cell phone and you think they're playing a game or an app, right? So I think it's just a lot of difference in learning their work style and being able to accommodate it, because quite honestly, it can lend itself to a completely different perspective, and being able to reach them, you have to do it in a different way. So we're working with companies to help them convey their job openings, their company culture in a video that goes viral. So it's reaching these people on Facebook, on Twitter, on LinkedIn, the sites that they're already going to, instead of forcing them to change their behavior to come to you.
All right, I can tell you that some employers are trying to figure out, all right, how do I communicate? We can use all the technology to reach them. Is industry, the job market, bending to accommodate them, or is the millennial willing to change to meet the job?
I think it's a little bit of both. You know, definitely the way that you find the right type of candidate's changing. You know, organizations want you to understand their culture no matter what age demographic you're in, because that's such an important part of whether or not you're going to be a long-term fit. So they're showing their jobs, they're telling their jobs using a company like Digi-Me to convey the critical messaging, because people actually learn and retain 60% more information about the critical skill sets and requirements when you show them a video of a position versus forcing them to read text. So no matter what age bracket you're in, you know, it's going to be a huge benefit to you to view a video versus reading text. I think, you know, where the difference comes for the millennials is taking a look and Googling yourself. That's probably one of the number one things we recommend, because you want to make sure that what the employer is going to see about you is going to be positive. So the number one thing a recruiter is going to do if they're taking you seriously as a candidate is to type your name into Google, and you want to make sure that, you know, you're putting your best foot forward.
Who are some of the companies you work with?
Organizations like Hartford Insurance, I'm sure you're probably familiar with, USG Corporation, and they're hiring all types of roles. I mean, these are companies that are hiring for, you know, whether it's accounting, sales. We just partnered with a large staffing firm called Aptitude Staffing. They're hiring globally. So a lot of different types of roles. If you have a degree, engineering's hot right now. IT is very hot right now. A lot of competition for those types of positions. If you don't have a degree, CDL drivers are very much in demand right now. So we see companies like Kiewit Corporation hiring for, you know, drivers, engineers all across the country.
So are you saying the job market, in spite of the economy, is kind of hot?
It is absolutely hot. I think, you know, it's just knowing those kind of niche areas to look. And I would encourage any of the job seekers watching this segment to hop on our website, because they can register and receive jobs right into their cell phone or email.
All right, and that's digi-me.com, digi-me.com. Is there a communication gap with millennials? I mean, they seem to be, they're very high tech. Don't get me wrong, they are really smart when it comes to all of them. Most of them have been born with a cell phone, I think, in their hand.
Exactly.
But on the other hand, they're extremely cavalier and low energy.
You know, it just depends. I will tell you, obviously, we're a technology company. We've got some very young people working in our organization, and some of the young people we have some of the highest work ethic I've ever seen. So I think, you know, you don't want to pigeonhole them too much, because, you know, and I think they just bring a different perspective. So, you know, it's so important, because ultimately, no matter what you're doing, if you're selling your job, if you're selling, you know, a product, you need to be able to market to these folks. So having somebody on your team that relates and can think about it from their perspective can really be a differentiator for your business.
Of course, the whole world now is involved in this incredible technology. Do most of them get attracted to that kind of work?
You know, I think it's a mix. I mean, we've got, on our team alone, we've got, you know, writers all the way to, you know, IT folks that fit that demographic. So I don't think it's necessarily, I just think that the way they go about their workday and how they kind of break up their activities can be different compared to other generations. All
right. So you're saying that the best thing they can do is if they're transitioning from college to work, and they maybe be staying at home for a while while that's happening, is to take an internship with a company.
Absolutely, because they want to see that you're going to be a fit within their culture. Companies can always train skill set. That's easy. But having somebody that's going to be the right work ethic and the right fit within their teams is what they're looking for. So that's so important. And being able to prove yourself and prove that you are going to be a fit, that's where the internship comes in, and it plays such an important role.
Is it hard for a millennial to go back home?
I don't think so. It seems like it's an easier transition than maybe, you know, like say my generation, although I know plenty of folks back then that, you know, had to go back home after college. So I don't think, you know, I don't think anybody should be above it, because it can be a nice opportunity, and plus you can save some money.
Yeah.